position. Milkman Max Tracks, they're down in 29th with Work Nickel ahead of Matrix, Zati, and Tony. And here are our racers getting ready then for the start of this season finale, round 8 of the championship. As the two championship protagonists in GT3 get ready to get underway. It is drop the clutch, and it's go, go, go for the season finale here at Brands Hatch. And heading into Paddock Hill Bend for the first time are our leaders. Marnik dipping out of the throttle to find his way through there, with Aries following through in P3. I'm sure everyone's eyes are on stalks as they watch all the POVs.
Oh my God,
so
big
imagine this is
pileup.
going to get replayed several times to see everything going on. You can see Mixer right in the mix of things there in the centre of your screen. You've got Major Get Wrecked on the right-hand side as well, performing very nicely for someone who's had 5 beers so far this Saturday. Continuing then through, there is Aries Cloud in that position. We've got Tin, Marnik and Aries as they were at the start, followed by Angel and Sublime. Then we've got Ruben in 6th, Major in 7th.
Dave, but that's fine.
Great start from Major.
It's fine.
With Mixer
We're
in
alive,
8th
that's all that
position,
matters.
and Sim Racer Mixer.
Oh shit, Ghost Ripper in the back? What the fuck?
Down the
Or did he get
inside
spun?
lane and chucking in neat, tidy, and completing into P8 ahead of
that was
Harry
him.
Effect and Sim Racer. Ely Rain is
Oof.
11th, and it should have some leaderboards back for you, so we should be able to now be able to track exactly what's going on. So let's go back
how it
to
always
the
is.
driver view here. And we can see what's going on with those leaderboards as well. So it's Mixer in P8, bottom of your screen. Behind them, the fight for P9 is Harry Effect versus Sim Racer. These two really going for it at the
You can do the
moment. And
funniest
it is a very
thing
short
ever.
track for this number of drivers, 32 drivers, active drivers on the grid today.
North, if you give
So we
Bravo
will be
somehow, you could do the
expecting
funniest thing
plenty of
ever.
overtakes and incidents later on.
So if
Look
you
at
give
this
Bravo that
battle
big
pack,
cluster, you could do the
Leadpoint
funniest
Mojo
thing
in
ever.
P12. Alohi is right there behind him with Nordic Dad.
I was more or
going
less
around
talking
the
about
outside. Nordic Dad
quote-unquote
dropping down a position
accidentally
at the start of
spinning
this
and
race,
hitting everyone, but yeah, that works too.
For him, as we run through, we've got Nordic Dad 14th, Hellcat 15th, and Got King 16th. In that order at the moment, running through here. Let's go down into the order. Unfortunately, No Grips Nate is down in P17, obviously suffering a fair degree of drama at this early stage of this season finale. But there needs to be no panic because there's plenty still to play for. Runks is just behind him there in the 41, and Alohi. Alohi? I can't remember. Sorry. Logan just saying he finished P2 in the Prospect. Not everyone will have watched the Prospect race just yet, but a successful day for Alohi. Runks following this group. Well, it's Phantom Sam in the black and red. Runks is in the blue, and Nate is in the Lamborghini here. And that's a problem. That's someone dropping down the order. That was Alohi, I think, and he was wide and spun out slightly on the exit. Now he was pointing straight, so it could well be that was not actually his own doing. This is the battle for GT4s. Rice in the Mercedes ahead of Dave in the Chevy as they run through to start lap 3, I want to say. Nope, it is lap 2. That goes Dave down the inside into Paddock Hill. That was always going to happen. You really can't steer into the driver on your inside into Paddock Hill all the way to the car on the outside. Unfortunately, that means Rice drops down from the lead of the race, and Dave is running very, very wide through Druid's corner into here. Then we've got Ghost Stroke, who's dropped down a position, and there's a car wide. There's another car very wide. It's Phantom Sam in the black and red.
That's not good sound.
Unfortunately, Phantom Sam for Snappack Racing.
You
It's not
said
going
you.
Snappack's way at all, is it? Unfortunately. Today, and some of the GT3s that have had trouble at the start of our race are already making their way past.
Yeah,
the
Sam's.
GT4s.
Yeah, because I was coming out of that corner, he was just about to go back on track.
Followed by North Sea in the 356. So
Luckily he
Rice,
stopped himself.
coming unglued a little bit there. Hunter in a good position. Remember, his fight for second in the championship is with Max Tracks, and there's another car going wide. And this is, oh dear, it's a problem for the rejoin for the Porsche. Unfortunately, looks like possibly Papa caught in the middle of it. It is an absolute
Oh my God, they took each other out. Yes.
track incident for everybody.
Yes.
Drivers making different decisions on the rejoins. That was a slightly odd one there. It's Hunter caught into it. It's Max Trax in the mix as well in the 32nd position ahead
you
of
hit
Beckman.
how?
Those drivers coming through. Big drama for everybody, but Tin still ahead of Marnik. Remember, Marnik has to finish in the lead, and Tin outside of the top 9 or 10 positions to actually take the title this season. Marnik P2 has a deficit
it's okay. We got 55 minutes left
at this stage, unfortunately for him, and Aries is right there. Let's just give you a different driver to watch potentially. I know I haven't been switching things up very much, and I probably should do. As unfortunately my mouse decides to die on me, so I'm operating the PlayStation with a keyboard, and I'm operating the stream with a... Come on now. What is wrong with my equipment this season here at Black Flag? But hopefully we've got a good view of lots of people. It's Aries in P3 right now, but he's got Angel right with him. Let's change our camera slightly for you, get you a slightly different view of the action. Angel in the Brittany Steers racing. That's Alohi going a little bit wide. He's down in 33rd position and has obviously dropped down.
Max would have had to go to the pits.
Unfortunately for him.
Nope, they're just way back there.
Batteries run out on my mouse as well. After all the work I do to make sure everything's ready on the stream, I forget the basics. So that's a little bit on the embarrassing side. But clearly, it was working just a moment ago. It's glowing red on me, so it just probably is not quite there for me. Anyway, enough of my struggles. I'll try and carry on for you all. But here it is, then the battle at the head of the field. Aries in P3. We've still got Tin, but he's now 6.7 seconds ahead of Marnik. So something big has happened with Marnik. Let's just go back and check out where Marnik is.
Whatever.
Camera can't even find him, and he's off the circuit, possibly for the second time there.
Thank you.
But having to push, that's the problem with being the chasing driver in our league here at the moment. The problem is that you have to take more risks, and it's all or nothing now at this stage of the season for him. So you've got to bear that in mind, that he's pushing incredibly hard.
Both are good.
Let's have a look at Aries Cloud, perhaps in that group, and we need to get some Elite Rain maybe as well. Here he is, Elite Rain, then bottom right of your screen. I haven't actually got anybody else for Mixer who is going side by side with another driver at the moment. There's Mixer outside. Let's try and find him. He's going side by side. Is that even with Major? Mixer. Major's in the black and red of Snack Pack. So Shannon's saying the whole family's here today. Well, if you want me to name check everybody, then let me know, Shannon. But hello to Family Nordic. Good to have you all. But this is Mixer in the centre of your screen. He's just
he most definitely will.
I think Harry Effect, and in front of him is Major Get Wrecked, as we know him as Rick as well. Mixer on the move. You've got Aries Cloud on the bottom left, Elite Rain on the
he gave me
bottom
two.
right.
Oh, okay.
Screen. So it's great to see everybody. There's Veronica as well. It's the Henry, Nordic Henry family. And hello to grandkids as well if you're watching in the playroom today, as you have been previously. It's always good to have you all with us. So yeah, fantastic. If you want to follow the live timing, I did drop a live timing link in the pinned post today as well. Major in 5th, Mixer in 6th, Harry Effect followed by Sim Racer as well. It's a beautiful Porsche for Harry Effect. The Porsche is a handful. It's a beautiful sounding, probably the best sounding race car in GT3 car in sim racing, in my view. You've got to get into like a rotary to really rival that for my taste anyway. The Porsche absolutely sings in ACC. Fortunately, it's very difficult to drive. So hats off to Harry Effect, and that's a problem for Major. Major off the circuit and down into 7th position, 3 paddock kill. That won't be the first time we'll see that. It is a very difficult corner to get right time after time here, and it's great to see everybody watching with us as well. Hello to you all. Tell me who you are here supporting or where you're watching from. And if you didn't join us with a favourite driver, perhaps you've gained a favourite driver since starting to watch with us today. Let's have a quick look at the championship permutations. We can have a look at that in detail. But as things stand, it looks like none of these conditions are actually showing. Essentially, Marnik needs Tim to finish outside of the top 10 right now, but he doesn't, I believe, have the fastest lap. Let's go have a look at Marnik and see if we can't find out exactly what his situation is with his fastest lap.
It'll be a long race.
Fastest lap either. We'll have a look for Tin as well, who is some 8.3 seconds. Tin's got that fastest lap. He's just ticking everything off. He's already lapping other drivers, and Going Grace with a rumour there. I'm not going to read that one out, but Going Grace with a scurrilous rumour about Bob Pudding. So
please
you can
be
read
smart,
that
Tim.
and make your own comments.
Swear to God.
But we do have people of all ages watching today, Luke.
Yeah, I see you flashing me, buddy.
Let's not. Let's keep it nice and amicable and clean and euphemistic, if anything. Those are some drivers at the tail end of the grid as things stand. Yeah, we've got.
There's no rules.
Let me see. We've got Alec, Dave, and Rice, the leaders of GT3s. Oh, that's tricky for Marnik, who's got Ruben out of shape in front of him. Marnik just dealing with that one coolly. Going Grace. Happy birthday then to Papa. Very good. So it is Papa, his birthday today. So everybody sing in the live chat, happy birthday to Papa. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. Maybe just do one word each. It's Hunter in here, out in 10th in class. Hunter, his main focus today will be finishing ahead of Max Trax. And I think he's currently, he's 2 places ahead of Max Trax, but he does need to outscore him by 2 points. So there's a lot of work still to do here. Of course, they've got to survive these monster race cars coming through. Looks like that's Mixer in the, you can see in the bottom of the screen. This is almost like an action replay POV going on. Great view in his mirror as well as they navigate the slower GT4 car of Max Trax, the number 12. Will be trying to keep together a decent race today. The little orange bar with a 1 inside it means that there is 1 mandatory pit stop to make today. So everybody, until that goes green and the pit window will open, official pit lane will open for pit stops in 8 minutes and be open for 20 minutes. And all they need to do is 1 litre of refueling. There's Milkman. He's got a damaged Mercedes, unfortunately. And Logan saying Hunter is driving with 1 minute 15 damage from the GT4 pilot. So he'll either, well, I mean, what do you do in that situation, those of you who race in the live chat today? Because that is going to take an enormous amount of making up for if you're going to take that damage repair in the pit lane. And you cannot to not fix it. If you're used to the car, and that's a wide moment there, who's that? And that's Alohi again, this time in the red and black McLaren. I think that might be snack pack colours, or just his regular reserving colours here for the prospect. The question is, do you bother to repair the damage if you're already in front of the only person that matters? You finishing in front
something like that, I guess.
Big decision going through the mind of our admin co-owner there of Hunter. There's Jay, the proto, 15. He's obviously got very good hair with that sponsor on the side of the car. Doesn't have to pay for shampoo. Who's that? Looks like that was Zati in the GT4 number 224, 10th in class. I think that's going to help Hunter again, is it slightly? But that's Milkman in front of him on the racetrack. Zati down to 11th in the GT4 and penultimate positions then in that GT4 field. Sublime, 16th place, coming up to lap those GT4s, as will Ghost Stroke in the silver and pink. Ghost Stroke representing for our members who are connected or have an unfortunate connection with breast cancer. Our heart goes out to anybody who is affected by that. I'm sure the league is doing everything it can to try and bring some hope, some funding to breast cancer sufferers. So if you have anything, then look out for everything spare. Look out for the opportunity to contribute to a good cause. there, either directly to families or to research charities and organisations that can help. But most of all,
my bad. And if it set you up for a better corner.
Of course, by cancer in any way. Phantom Sam P18, we've got Hellcat in 19th, and here is our race leader, Tin in the 71, doing absolutely everything he needs to do, and a whole lot more. Basically, he needs to come in 6th place today. There's no chance of that, unless, of course, we get the dreaded mechanical issues that befell him earlier in the season. So he will be keeping his fingers crossed. If maybe he'll need to do toes or something, or get someone else to cross their fingers on his behalf. Tin in P1. Ahead of Marnik, 10 seconds Marnik to the deficit. This track, one that really seems to separate the grid out. We get accidents and incidents. Of course, someone could crash in front of Tin. It's not just a disconnection or a mechanical that could affect him. Someone could crash out. Here is the lead of the GT4 class. This is Dave ahead of Alec. And we've got Marnik really stealing the apex there. If Marnik doesn't get a track limit penalty for that one, I'm not quite sure what's going on. That was madness. As you can see, Aries Cloud filtering through some of the GT4s as well. That was Rice who dropped back at the start of today's race. Dave being shadowed by Marnik now, who's going on the high side around that fabulous Clark curve, which can take multiple angles and speeds and lines, but that's Marnik then now.
Oh shit, there's two.
The 11.3
oh, Ruben
seconds,
too? Oh shit.
Further 1.3 seconds.
Ruben and Nickel both got off.
The first,
yeah,
fastest
Riders
riders there
got off.
in the GT4s.
Thanks.
So big issue for him at the moment. I'm just going to check in, see if I can't check on what's happening here. Well, I need to refresh what's happening with Major Get Wrecked to try and give you an extra view, but his stream appears to have frozen, so I'm not going to show that right now because what's happening there seems to be okay. And if we interact with that, let's go over here, turn off the live chat. This is the problem with YouTube. There's too many things going on. Too many options that could mess up a stream view of what's happening, unfortunately. So I would suggest multi-streaming, which you can do. Direct stream out of your PS5 generally to Twitch, and then get an overlay system to stream your POV on YouTube. But anyway, here is Marnik in P2. I guess at this point, pretty much praying for a problem for Tin, I'm afraid. This is Alec following Dave. This is the battle for the lead of the GT4s. Great to see the GT4s leaders separated by just 1 second. Looks like we've got Alohi in the pits. Couldn't wait the 2.5 minutes that are left. As you see Mixer center screen going through.
Spin coming up to the second last corner.
It's quite frightening, I'm afraid. So I'm expecting to see more incidents. Look at Ely.
He was right in the fucking middle too. Jesus
on the
Christ.
right of your screen as he goes directly between two competitors. It's always a very nervous moment. Paddock Hill has this really interesting approach, which is already curved to the right. In an ideal world, you are far out to the left, but it is a really tricky thing for you to dare to go on far extreme of the circuit. Trust in your brakes and your front grip, and then get the car rotated down through Paddock Hill, back on the throttle as soon as possible for the short shoot down towards Druids Corner, which is a profile of like a hairpin, but it's a very long corner, so really quite tricky. A great battle currently, a lot of pressure Alec is putting on Dave here for the lead of the GT4s. Let's just go while they're still relatively stable. We've got Angel in third, ahead of Aries, who we've been watching the whole time at the bottom left of the screen. There is Angel in P3, Aries just half a second behind, and wearing the pink wheels as well for similar sentiment I was talking about
North,
earlier.
when do you normally go into the pit?
Definitely seems like the BMW has been in a really cool place this season for everybody.
Okay,
That's the
so pretty early.
Just really suited the tracks and drivers that we've been racing. It seems like the BMW, very neutral handling car, so that generally means it will be fairly even and predictable when it comes to the different races. This is really getting quite tricky now for Angel as they pass Dave.
Oh
and
no,
Alex.
the J spin out.
They go down the inside for Angel. An early dive down the inside into Surtees' corner. Surtees, of course, the only racer to have won World Championship on 2 and 4 wheels. Henry Surtees, sorry, John Surtees, who he has managed to achieve what no other individual has done in world motorsport. So we'll see if Rossi can do anything similar, but he'll have to get himself onto the World Endurance Championship and secure that one, I would have thought. Anyway, Angel in 3rd, Aries in 4th with Dave and Alec leading the 1st and 2nd positions in the GT4s as they continue. Then you've got Mixer showing very well
shit!
in 5.
Mojo just
really
bumped Ruben off.
Mustang to great heights here. There is the pit window is now open. Hi
Then
to
I accidentally bumped
Mojo.
Mojo. Oh shit.
Good to see you. I know you're very
Where is
interested
I are
in
probably gonna lose.
where
Yeah,
Rick
it's
is.
fine. I think
Get
it's
wrecked. We'll go to him in a moment. We've got Harry Effect in P6. Sim Racer. But that's Milkman pitting, sorry. There is Sim Racer in the Lamborghini. Then you've got E. Ray. We've been watching him. Bottom right does look like our excuse me, Apex Critical team, the black and the green, have been using found a really good setup here. Doesn't suit every track, the Mustang, and I'm surprised it's doing so well here, but it does have tremendous top speed. There just aren't that many straights in this Brands Hatch circuit.
I normally go into the pits when it's like 10 minutes left. I don't know if that's always a good plan or not, but that's what I've always done.
But that's about it. We've got Nordic Dad in P9 showing very well. Remember, he was 14th earlier on.
Normally I'm in the back,
stayed out of trouble. He's made some overtakes and he's up to P9. But check out Nate. No Grip, No Glory's Nate has moved up from something like 17th in the early laps, all the way up to 10th already.
I am not.
Really putting in some great drives at this stage. There is Cloud blasting past one of the GT4s. It must be. Get off Nate's view here because he went off the circuit there while I was praising him, so I won't do any more of that. We've got Rice in there in 3rd in class. Remember, he was on pole position but has had some damage. He'll be having to sit in the pit lane for some time to fix that damage.
Definitely.
Unfortunately. And we've got Popper in 23rd on his birthday.
Come on, Jay, be smart here, buddy.
In the GT4 class, racing the black and red Porsche, number 62. Sorry, 621. He's following Rice and having a really good look at it now. Let's join him on board. Oh, that's a pit stop then, and that's going to help Popper here. And Rice bails to the pit lane and decides that that enough is enough. We continue moving, go in and get our fuel stop done at absolute minimum. Let me know what you think about strategy today. Will drivers decide to go for the anyway, let me know what you think in terms of strategy. Will the drivers go for tyres today? Because there's a lot of turning and very few straights. Very few opportunities for the tyres to really cool down. But let's see what happens. We'll see if Marnik and Tin decide to go for any particular different strategy between the two of them. And Sublime in 10th, ahead of Sim Racer. Here is Tin, who's already passed P12 on pace. I mean, Got King is down in 13th place at the moment. I know I haven't been showing Got King, so let's show him for a little bit. We've been focusing on Mixer for some time. Lost the right person. Let's have a look. There it is. So there we go. Back to Got King in the centre of the screen. Got King in 13th place right now. Here he is. This is what the car looks like on the outside. Then we've got Marnik, who's got 2 GT3 cars between himself and Tin. And Hellcat is behind there. And here is Rick. Here is Major in P14. And currently racing the Snack Pack BMW. He has made his pit stop though, Major. So that's definitely important for him to make that pit stop. Let's see. Let's see, unfortunately, yeah, I'm really struggling to get Major's POV.
Oh
back.
shit, who's off in the grass? Oh fuck. Is that Hunter? Oh shit.
It is moving on the 5 driver view. So I'm going to just try.
Oh shit, I think Hunter just experienced fucking friendly fire with Milkman. Holy shit.
Just spread. Let's get this back into position and properly viewed. There we go. That's much better. I'll stay with this for a few minutes, get that running a-okay for you, and then we'll go back to the leaderboard view, because I know you want to see where everybody is. Everyone tunes in for their specific driver, of course, and that is absolutely correct. So we'll make sure that everybody can see those drivers. I'll tell you what, I haven't been showing the drivers right in the middle of the group. You can see Sublime, Got King, Nate, Ruben, Phantom Sam.
Can I pit now or just do my normal time? I think I might actually pit now.
Jay, Hellcat, Ghost Stroke, currently. Looks like a tricky day for Ghost Stroke right now. Quite sure what has happened to him. There goes Major passing Hellcat. Centre of your screen at the moment. And Hunter still crucially ahead, but only by 1 place of Max Tracks. As I said before, that is really important for 2nd place in the GT4 Championship. 2nd place in the GT4 Championship. We've got Matrix in 22nd here. That's 4th overall. Good performance from Matrix, with Milkman coming out of his pit stop on the GT4s. Looks like new tyres potentially. That is some very good pace from Milkman there.
Perfect.
You've got Max Tracks right in the mix here in P5.
Not too
He's just
bad.
been passed by Ankel's 3rd place
seconds.
GT3. He's got a GT4 of Papa Pudding coming out of his pit stop behind him.
Well.
So currently Max Tracks in P4, but that probably won't last for very long because he has not made his pit stop yet. I'm just looking for Hunter. I don't see Hunter on the track right now. Don't panic, he is here. He hasn't pitted yet. So Hunter's been off the circuit or something, because Max Tracks and Papa Pudding have got past Hunter. I mean,
take the advantages we can get him, I guess.
I really understand Papa, but Max Tracks crucially ahead of Hunter, and he's defending that 2nd place in the championship. 2 points separating them right now, and there's the blue flags down the main straightaway here, which is the uphill downhill section between Surtees and Hawthorne Hill, taking in this Pilgrim's Drop and then pitch uphill for Hawthorne Hill and into Hawthorne's turn. Then the Derek Minter straight, and the next one is Westfield. It's basically you go faster to slower right-handers through this sector of the race. Whoa, what's happened to Got King's view there for a moment? That was interesting. Oh no, I wonder if that was a disconnection for a second for Got King, because his Twitch seemed to completely glitch out as well at exactly the moment he went wide.
Oh no.
I wonder if that's what's happening. Anyway, Hunter in 5th in class, still trying to get Max Tracks. Let's have a look at. I was talking about Ghost Stroke earlier.
Run TV speakers for the rest of the race. It's fine.
Hasn't been working for him, and he's taken his pit stop, so that will explain some of the drop in pace. But he's 19th overall and actually 25th, so he's behind several of the GT4s. Unfortunately, that's though going to help him pick up a place. There goes not Tony. I don't know who it is, if it's not Tony, but I think it is Tony. Anyway, we've got Phantom Sam being challenged here by, I think that's Ruben in the silver BMW. So Ruben taking Phantom Sam. Ruben is a lap down and possibly a little bit quicker at the moment, possibly out of position. Phantom Sam able to stay on the inside lane there through Surtees, but you don't get the drive off the corner out of Surtees if you are in that position. So tuck in, try and get the slipstream or the draft on the way and into Hawthorne's. Not really an overtaking position, Hawthorne's, but there's a possible lap being put on a car in front of these two. I don't think that could be possibly explained by outright pace. And then as they head through into Sheen Curve, named after Barry Sheen, the great motorcycle racer, and then into Sterling's, this left-hander. This is really satisfying corner to get right, Sterling's. Always love the dip down and into getting into the corner there, and it really helps you round Similar situation with Clark Curve at the end of the circuit as well. Very fun if you get it right. Very code brown if you get it wrong. Here's Hunter, currently 5th. Big gap to Max Tracks, which is his main rival today. So something not quite working, and Hunter still has to take his pit stop. So maybe he's under driving deliberately to make his tyres last, but unfortunately he's going to need... Obviously he's got a lot of damage to repair. We were hearing 1 minute 15, but what exactly is the point right now? Better to stay out there, I'm feeling, anyway. If you disagree, then let me know. Here is Tony ahead of Rice. Rice just testing whether his Mercedes can be used as a lawnmower in the off-season. And we've got a Lohi then, who normally a prospect driver, but has kept his hands pretty clean. I think right now he's in 32nd position out of the 34 total. 33 drivers in the race. There's a pit stop. Sorry, that's a halfway point before the pit stop window would finish, but it's not. There's Jay, the Proto, in 17th, ahead of Sublime, who is being lapped right now by his teammate. So
why is my left front 29?
Nice work from him.
What the fuck happened? What is going on? Everything else is 26.
Tin, I can't currently see how far away from Marnik he actually is. Tin has not made his stop though yet.
Yeah, on my last set, my highest on my last set was like 27.
I don't see Thunder Navy or Thunder
Air in
the field, so let me know.
Please hold off.
And Harry Effect,
I don't know what the fuck happened.
7th place, and in that difficult to drive Porsche. But while it's difficult to drive, he's still smiling the whole way around, so it's a ton of fun. Nordic Dad, Thunder Army, nice. Okay, awesome. So we're here for Keith.
I don't know. It's not puncher because it's not going down, but it's at 29.
To start lap 21.
Shit!
Behind them, Nate
fuck, sorry, Aries.
Has made his pit stop and he's in a definite 6th place.
Well,
it's a great position for Nate at the moment. There we go.
Shit.
Pause. This is North Sea ahead of Angel. A little bit further back there's Angel, sorry, in the blue out McLaren, followed by teammates in the blue Mercedes in the GT4s. There's Alec. Major in 8th, Gotking in 9th, following Major nicely this stage. Hellcat and Aries. And here is the star of today's show, of course. In the Swiss flag sponsored Lexus, it's the 55. It's Nordic Dad, and he's currently in P11. So I think he started in 13th or 14th place. So looking good right now. In fact, you know, just remember I may have to do something here. Just to make sure I've got things correct on the chat. Yeah, I had that wrong. So this is the actual order of the race on the leaderboard. I actually have to activate these leaderboards differently each time on the two columns that we've got here. So let's just switch that back. It was on best lap qualifying. Always forget to change those. Unfortunately, it's a manual system.
I might just have to get prepared. So
there's Shannon cheering on, Nordic Dad. Here he is, centre of the screen, and currently on a personal best lap. Stay with him for a few minutes. Then if he holds on to this, just on the short run there between Stirling's down clearways and into Clark Curve. And this is nearly a second better than he's been so far in the race. So a great moment for Nordic Dad to put in a personal best lap. This is looking very good indeed. It's a 25.2 as he puts that through. So a nice lap from Nordic Dad. The red.
I'm just going to get that out of the way.
In his Brittany Steers Racing Lexus. So good to see, and hopefully 11th is not the end of his
20 seconds to repairs. Fucking kill me.
He's just got Aries Cloud not far in front. Let's actually have a look at this from the view of Nordic Dad.
I don't know why that's...
POVs all over the screen right now. Aries Cloud is your bottom left car, and you might see Nordic Dad in the mirror of that bottom left view, because we can see him just ahead, 1.2 seconds. And the Lexus should claw some of that time against the BMW down this straightaway, and then lose it on these right-handers, because it's a very heavy car and doesn't like to get into the corners very easily. So here we go, running through. That's 1 second the gap down to now.
Alright, okay, that fits.
And many drivers take different views. This is my favourite. Not many people like this view, but it's my favourite because it feels most like when I race in VR motion and look to the apex, which you don't really get any other camera, which I find to be the most important factor when we're racing. On the hood, nobody behind us here.
Nicholas that's something.
That's mine. That's probably the livery one of the liveries we might be running in the Enduro next week. We've got Elite Rain in 12th place. He's a fair way back. Charlotte says, "Let's go, Papa." That's great. Not Papa Pudding, but Nordic Dad, Nordic Grandad. Here is Keith and the Henry family who are all watching with us. So fantastic to have you all with us.
God damn,
here is Mojo.
Shit.
In 13th, directly behind with him is the leader Tin. Now, how the fortunes have changed this season, because Mojo did take a win at I want to say it was Bathurst, but right now is struggling to keep that Porsche in P13 and has been lapped here. Was that lapped? Yeah, once. So that's okay. He's been lapped once with 35 minutes gone. We're running out of the pit window. It looks like most drivers are taking tyres today in their pit stop. It'll cost them an extra few seconds. As Tin is 10.8 seconds ahead of Marnik. Now there have been some differences in the way that Marnik and Tin go racing in terms of their strategy. You can see at the top of the leaderboard there on the left of the screen, anyway, in the main window, Dave and Alex still haven't pitted. Well, they are right now, in fact. So that's great timing there. So Tin, as I said, is some 10-point-something seconds ahead of Marnik. Where is Marnik on the track? Here he is, coming through the final corner. That's Clark curve. It's Jim Clark. What many people, pundits, reckon to be the greatest driver in terms of race results.
What are you doing, Hal?
Fuck. His win percentage has the highest win percentage of races. Jim Clark.
Pass me in the garage or some shit, bro?
When he only raced 5 to 7 times a year. It's Marnik in P2. Yeah, and he has a deficit of some 12 seconds or so now to Tin, and it's not looking like Marnik is going to be able to overcome Tin's lead in the championship here today, unfortunately. Just a reminder, but I think he needs to win and Tin come out in 10th or worse to complete this one, because Tin has now taken the pole and he currently has the fastest lap as well, so it's looking like a mountain to climb for Marnik, but he has had a tremendous season. Take anything away from Marnik's season so far. Tin just that little bit better through the course of the races. Tin has had a disconnection though, so it hasn't all gone his way. Here is Marnik, just passing Sublime, and then we go back to see Dave and Ruben and Phantom Sam all together on track. Dave in the GT4s being passed by Ruben in the white and gold BMW, with Phantom Sam's black and red. Snack Pack Racing BMW to overtake him on the low side, I would imagine. His two teammates, I think, the Chevy. No, it's not the Chevy. Chevy was golden back there. So I think that is. It's not Kingsman, so it might well be Rare Metals with gold and black. But the silver, the pink stripe is confusing me slightly. There is Ghost Stroke, another pink stripe car here in P20. That I'm certain is the Rare Metal Racing car as it comes through. And we've got Alohi then, just reserving today in the 57. He is
get him, elite.
He's 20th overall in the GT3. So to finish ahead of some of the Premier drivers, I think we'll take some satisfaction from that. But he does need to make sure he finishes ahead of the GT4. I think. Thunder Army cheering on brother Keith. And there he's found a Swiss flag heart. That's a great emoji to manage to get through there. Bravo. YouTube emojis are a little bit different to regular emojis. So problem. Good find there. So one of the... It's not easy living in Switzerland, but the flag is a big plus. Runk's in P16. We've got Tony in 28th overall. That's 8th in class. Sim Racer now in 4th here. Very much on his own. Sim Racer in the Lamborghini. This is looking like a really good performance from him. A good result on the cards with 1/3 of the race distance left to run. Sim Racer in 4th. Jay, who I think is also reserving today, Jay the Proto. He is in 17th. Ahead of the GT4s, ahead of 5 GT3s. He's got Angel 5th coming to put a lap on him right now. On his 26th lap for him, 27th lap naturally for Angel. Gets through nice and safely. There is the pit window. So if we see anybody with an orange bar next to their driver number, as we scroll through the drivers, that will indicate that they will end up taking a penalty at the end of the race for not satisfying race director's instructions and taking a pit stop. Here is Harry Effect in 6th, 2 seconds to the good ahead of Nate, who's now in 7th position as all those pit stops filtered through. This is no grip, no glories Nate. But as I said, the Rare Metals Racing crew has secured the championship in no small part thanks to, of course, Tim's dominance ahead of the GT3 field. We've got Major here in P8, so we've been able to see his stream a little bit, but not a great deal of today's race, unfortunately. So Major in P8 has just got 1 second between himself and Got King. Let's watch that from Got King's perspective here as we hear that beautiful Porsche and getting through Sterling's corner, heading for the Clark curve now, down to 3rd gear. We're on that throttle nice and early. Oh, out on the grass slightly. That's half a wheel on the grass anyway. Did lose him a shade of time. Many sim race platforms, or sims as you might know them, you can get away with running 2 wheels off the circuit or touching the grass slightly, but in ACC you absolutely can't. It's always going to suck performance away from the car. You can see Elite Rain has really got a good view of what's going on. Let's go and have a look at Elite Rain. Here he is, coming up to another great position. This is looking very busy for him, as we'll go up very wide. Elite Rain right behind Aries Cloud there with the pink rims. Aries bottom left versus bottom right of your POV screen. Great to see these drivers really pushing hard. You can run out nice and wide on the exit of Graham Hill Bend. Short then shoot down Cooper Straight into Surtees and go. Very slow corner Surtees. Very late apex as well. A little touch of slipstream possibly. Looks like Elite Rain can't quite catch the BMW in front, which is slightly odd given that he's in the fastest car in a straight line as Mustang. But the Mustang is going to suffer through the turns this very twisty narrow circuit here at Brands Hatch. No sign of any weather to speak of. Very stable, cloudy day today. As Gray said, it's a great British day to wear a Black Flag Racing hoodie. So have a look at the Black Flag Racing merch store while you're at it. And here is Elite Rain. Very bottom of your screen right now, followed by, following Aries, and he's got a good run on him here. Oh, that's tight between the two, a little touch between the two races. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that, but it was very, very close. So close they ended up touching as Tin is flashing the lights. Tin's not happy because all 3 of these drivers are essentially slower than him. Tin is coming to put a lap on P12, and he wants them to move aside and get out of the way. But the natural racer instinct in Aries and Elite Rain is to say, well, Tin, you need to just do the job yourself, because this is our race too. And they'll run side by side through here. We're not down into the final couple of minutes where the leader is defending a position. Interesting, that one, as it's now Elite Rain going side by side with Tin, who decides that the win is not worth sacrificing here. He's going to switch back. That was smart moving from Tin, and yeah, essentially saying to Elite Rain, all right, you make your own arrangements. Understeer, push yourself too hard on the inside. I'll just mop up the pieces here. As Elite Rain can now use Tin as a reference point, find out where he's a little bit weaker, and perhaps then think about launching an attack on Ares as we finish out this race. But he's got a lot of work to do, and it looks like Elite Rain flashing the lights there, and just indicating something to our leader Tin. Sometimes that's displeasure, sometimes it's just distraction tactic. It's a legitimate tactic, otherwise international GT racing would take the headlight flash off the cars. So it's perfectly fine to do that. You can see how much that Tin has lost. The gap now down for Marnik to 5.9 seconds as Marnik will chase him down. At this point, Marnik just thinking, I'll try and get a win out of this this race rather than the championship, because that may well have gone now. But behind him is Mojo in P13. He's just put a lap.
Hold up, Nickel, if you can.
Say, yeah, one lap just between the two of them. Marnik is focusing on Tin. Possibly it's that Marnik has taken tyres and Tin hasn't. But the gap was already some 10 seconds before the pit stop cycle. So Marnik perhaps losing a little bit of pace earlier on, but trying to gain it back here with a strategic call that hopefully will benefit him a little bit later on. And we'll get a race on our hands possibly for the outright win of the GT3 and overall race standings. There goes Mojo following him through, neat and tidy. Just looking for some nice neat small gaps, I should say. Papa Sublime, Rice on track here. We've got Ruben and then Phantom in 15th. He's close to a driver in front, but obviously that's not for position. We've got Alohi in the red, black and white McLaren with Mixer on P3 on the inside. Got King looks to be looking like he's got an interesting race going on for him here. Now, interestingly, Got King doesn't have a leaderboard on his screen. So how is Got King knowing who's in front and behind of him, I wonder? Definitely interesting. Let's go see if we can find Got King and see what his situation is, because I can't see it on his screen. As there he is, as they come through. This camera tracking thing is interesting, isn't it? Here he is, 4P8 then, as he will try and chase down Major Get Wrecked on the inside red and black BMW there. This is Got King's view of proceedings as they pass by Dave in the Chevy GT4. A little bit of tyre complaint there on the inside, but looks like Got King is in a really good position here. This is the battle over P8 in class as they blast past the pit lane. You can see the Porsche moving around a little bit under braking, but ultimately getting better and better as the race progresses. The fuel burns off that Porsche. Definitely starts to get more oversteery, which drivers generally like because they can counter steer out of oversteer. But it's very difficult to rescue an understeering car. Running on the outside there, the BMW will continue to struggle to turn in, and will get more. I think BMW gets more understeering. Front engine cars get more understeering through the course of a race, as the opposite is true for rear wheel drive drivers like this Porsche. In towards Hawthorne Hill we go. Missing the apex a little bit for Got King, slightly out of position, slightly distracted coming into those corners. Now you need to steal as much apex as you dare through these next few corners, through Westfield, down Dingledale and through Sheen Curve now. Almost four wheels off on the apex there, very nicely done, and into Stirling's then. Beautiful Stirling's dip, down Clearways. For that Clark Curve braking point around the one chevron, the one slash mark there on the braking marker.
God damn, Angel. Fuck you.
Meters to the apex. Continuing through. I want to say another big thank you to everybody who is watching so far. If you've done something positive today, like a super chat or a like or a save into a playlist or share a video, I want to say a big thank you for everybody that goes that little extra step to help make our racing success and catch more views and eyeballs, and ultimately
Bye, Harry.
more competitive drivers to take into season 4. Of course, we'll have a bit of an endurance break in proceedings coming up. We've got the 6 hours of Kota next weekend. I might even be driving in that one. And following that, we've got more endurance racing, including, I think, a special charity endurance race. Details of that, of course, will be on the Black Flag Racing social media and YouTube channel. Don't forget to tune into the post-season review podcast. We Service Sim Racing. Have a look at that on the Black Flag Racing channel as well. It's looking really good for Got King at the moment, and he's got a really good run right now. But can he get by? Is the question. I did see Got King's view just change up there slightly. It did just flash to show. There's that beautiful sound of the Porsche. As Thunder says, great channel, Black Flag Racing. Excellent. Yeah, love to see it. And of course, all our drivers are streaming on Twitch as well. We'll try and put a library together, I think, maybe, so that you can select your own drivers to see their POVs. So lots of our drivers are.
10 minutes
those
left,
that have got
boys.
a few megabits per second internet to spare can stream their view out, and we get gift codes. So great pictures for everybody as well. So it's always good to see everybody here. Loyal people that come and view the races. Those of you that support all our channels. Oh, that's problematic for God King. It's a little sideways moment there. 9 minutes 19 seconds to
I have a feeling I
go,
might get 2, but
before
we'll
the
see.
checkered flag will be raised to see our winners come across the line, as Major and God King has come to pass Jay the Proto in P16. That's a lap from the 8th and 9th positions. So that's very interesting. I can tell you what, we'll just check in with Nordic Dad here in 10th. 4.7 seconds to the 2 cars battling in front of him. And then we've got Tin out in P1. And I want to try and find out how far Marnik is away at the moment. He's got some 4 cars between Tin and Marnik. That's Max Trax ahead of Hunter. Hunter on a charge right now. Hunter, I think, needs to get 2 positions better than Max Trax. But this is one to watch as well. As Hunter, 1.1 seconds, equal machinery, of course, Mercedes-Benz GT4 there. So they will be in a position where they absolutely know what each other's cars can do. But then we've got Aries there in the GT3 that you can see on the bottom left of your screen, coming to blast past Hunter right this moment. And behind him, P2 in the race and championship, Marnik, but with it's been really held up by this sequence, possibly in following Aries a little bit. And there is Marnik just flashing the lights to Aries, just saying, look, you're not clear of all the trouble here. It looks like Aries has got a hood that's been a bit crunched and is sitting high on its supports. So there is Aries, P11. I don't know if that's a block or if he's just taking his racing line. Looks like it's more the latter, taking his racing line. But yeah, this is hurting. This is definitely, whatever the rights and wrongs of it, this is hurting Marnik. Now, you would normally say that if you're getting a blue flag, that
yes,
and stay out of the way of people. There's Marnik.
I've got to defend for 7 minutes.
No more prisoners. I've got to go racing here. But we're down into the last 7 minutes of the championship, and Marnik has a shot at a final win of the season. Oh, that's huge from Zati. And Zati has been compromised with those runs. Now Zati obviously spinning off and into the barrier.
12, I could defend for
big
7.
for him. I'm afraid he's down in 12th and last position in our race overall. I'm sorry to say, but he's just come unstuck slightly. It's not going to help Marnik catch Tin either, making contact like that. I'm not sure where Marnik just disappeared to, because all our drivers, everything's just gone wrong in terms of our list. But I can still see Marnik in P2, so no panic in that regard on the leaderboard.
That's the whole GT4 field. Holy shit! All right.
But there's Max Trax, and Hunter has fallen back slightly during this lapping procedure. So Max Trax in 25th, Hunter 2 seconds back, but 2 cars between himself and his title rival for P2 in the GT4 Championship. There's Max Trax in the 12. And we'll see just at the back of the proceedings the sort of teal and white Mercedes-Benz GT4 of Hunter in the number 22 here in 26th place overall. That's Zati off the circuit again. Zati's trying to get out of everybody's way. A really difficult day for Zati. Sadly, popular driver in the league, but today's not the day for Zati. Just trying to finish this race out with this head held high if you can. 5.5 minutes remain of the race as Hunter is now 1.7 seconds behind the potential P2 in the championship, but sadly for him, he has North Sea right with him and another Mercedes-Benz here in the GT4s. That is Apex Critical, the black and green of Apex Critical team. And that's very critical at the apex for Hunter, who's got a big slide on, and that's going to hurt him in his pursuit of Max Trax. There you can see the loss happening. Elite Rain side by side with Work Nickel, bottom right of your screen as well. Hunter's struggling at this stage, and I'm not sure what's going on, but remember he was driving a damaged car earlier. Got contact in the GT4 melee.
I'll say right.
Some replays will help us make sense of all of that. Sublime is in 14th. He's got Ruben not far behind, but an entire lap down on him.
Get him, boy. Get him.
Sam. Mixer's in third, having a fabulous race. Mixer. Let's give you a little bit of Mixer on the centre of your screen. Here he is, running through in the GT3 Mustang. Alohi on 22nd, 20th overall. No, 20th in class. That's right. Angel and Harry Effect are 4th and 5th in the GT4 with Sim Racer. Ghoststroke 18th at the moment. Ghoststroke was dead last earlier on, so consistency from Ghoststroke, picking up some extra points for his team. They'll be very grateful for those points. Nate's in 7th. Hasn't been able to catch Sim Racer here, but what this would represent a great result for Nate, I would have thought, after what was a really difficult start to the proceedings. Got especially if you finish ahead of Major, he was racing with earlier on. Major doing that thing we discourage on track, and on the roads, but it's quite okay to drink and drive Major today. Having a relaxing Saturday for sure. Being passed by Tin right now in P1, and we've got Rice in 24th between them, and Marnik has dropped right back here, many seconds further back from Tin. So for a moment it looked like Tin and Marnik were going to finish quite close, or at least Tin finished within sight of Marnik, but at this time looks like it's not going to happen. So Marnik's hopes will be ever decreasing at this point. Tin has just looked absolutely perfect so far today, and leading the way, pole, fastest lap, leading the race. Not a second has this race looked in doubt for him, and we're down to the last 2.5 minutes as we finish out our race and season here, the Premier season of Season 3 here at Black Flag Racing. And the league continues to grow, more and more successful. So glad that everybody watching today is part of this. We've got Major following Tin.
Oh shit! Nick has a drive through. Haha! I got 30th. Let's go.
4 laps
I'll take it.
off the GT3 lead. He is 8th in his GT4 class. Looking good out there. We've got King. Here is Nordic Dad now in P9, passing some GT4s right now. Let's give you a slightly different view. Can all get a little bit dull, but here is Nordic Dad and Got King continuing to fight this one out. Let's see if I can give you some Got King view. That's bottom centre of your screen. You can see Got King's view of everything. As we follow Nordic Dad, who's got a real battle in his hands here to try and live with being the first driver to put a lap on the drivers in front on the track, the GT4s, and deal with the fact that Got King is right behind him. So I hope everybody can have a cold drink ready for Nordic Dad here, because he'll be really getting very hot under the collar with this kind of attention from Got King directly behind. Got King no slow driver at all, so definitely would be an achievement to finish here. Leader is now on the final lap, so that is really big news. It's a white flag then for everybody crossing the line. Now, Nordic Dad, just one more lap to hold on against Got King. And we find Marnik, here he is, down in second place, but a long way away from Tin. Behind them, we've got a little bit of action going on. That is Rice. There is Tony. These drivers are separated by multiple laps, so we're just going to go ahead and find our race leader. Where is he? Apologies as I just cut through everybody, but Tin is heading down that Pilgrim's Drop then, as Shannon's watching for Nordic Dad, of course. We'll be happy with the top 10, I think. Happier still with a 9th rather than a 10th. Tin, Major is staying with Tin here. Major is definitely on a good place with his pace today. Certainly at this point in the race. Maybe he took tyres and Tin didn't, but ultimately down through Stirling's and finishing out the season and this great Brands Hatch season finale through Clark Curve for the final time. And once again, we can say Tin wins. This time, round 8 of the championship and completes a fabulous championship victory. Congratulations to him. I can't see a world where that's possible to be overturned. But Marnik has been the main challenger this season, and hats off to Marnik. Second today, second in the title.
Congrats on third, Mixer.
Performance overall. So congratulations as he parks up right next to Tin, and we'll say a big congratulations to him, I'm sure. So huge sporting gesture there, I would say. Many drivers crossing the line. Here is Mixer. I don't want to miss Mixer's finish here as going races, solid race today. Congratulations to the podium finishers. This is Mixer, who I think will be absolutely overjoyed to finish on the podium with these great races. Marnik and Tin be part of those championship celebrations, of course. Champagne for the podium, and across the line comes Mixer. Another great performance out there, so well done to him for that one, for the result. I'm just going to try and find, we've got a disqualification for Jay.